Okay, so now we're going to move on to a tip application. And like everything, it becomes your own technique. I like to kind of get a feel of the size of the tip. So I'm going to take, we're using the Forma Natural Tapered. And since it's a pinky, I'm going to go with the number 10 tip. And I'm going to size Deb's nail. And that feels, how does that feel, Deb?
Feels good.
Yeah. I think that's perfect for Deb for this nail. Okay, so what we do first is I'm going to prep the nail. Again, it's just a slight massage. Removing any protein buildup, trigium. Get it off the nail plate. Then I'm going to take my 240 because I'm on the the 240 grit sponge block because we're on the natural nail, and I'm going to remove the shine. I'm going to take the Stereophile, Forma Stereophile, and I'm going to shape her nail. Not much to shape, but I am going to shape it up. Okay, so going to take again nail wipe solution. Saturate the nail plate with the nail wipe solution so it's lint free. Worst nightmare is finding a fuzzy in gel. It can cause you so many issues. Now, we do everything to protect the health of the natural nail. So before I apply this tip with resin right onto the natural nail, I am going to apply gel 3/4 of the way down Deb's nail plate into the free edge and then cure it. This will protect Deb's nail from just applying the resin to the natural nail. If Deb is to break this nail, it's going to take a layer of the gel, not a layer of her nail, if it did break. And so everything is geared to the health of this natural nail. All right. So just like the overlay, I'm coming in with a little lump of gel, offloading in the center, pulling to the free edge, what little free edge she has, and going 3/4 of the way down the nail plate. It doesn't have to be, and it won't be thick. Now, at this point, if you were working with a flat nail that had no C-curve, you want to correct it at this point because then it will make the tip fit better. Because if you try and force a tip onto a flat nail, a curved tip onto a flat nail, you're going to have cracking. So you don't want that. Okay, so Deb, we're going to put that into the light. Okay, Deb, you're done. Let's take your hand out of the lamp. That was 1 minute's curing time. And then I am taking the nail wipe, placing it on a nail wipe, removing the sticky residue. And now I'm going to take the 240 grit and I'm going to remove the shine because again, we want the resin to stick to this cured gel. So we just kind of smooth it all out. And now, when I place that tip on there, I can also blend. I'm blending into the gel. I'm not blending into the natural nail. So I'm not damaging the natural nail. And it's really important to cover your jars when you're doing any filing or shaping or anything, because then that way you can finish every last bit of your jar of gel and you can scrape every little penny that you've spent on that out. I'm all about saving money. Okay, so now we've got the Bella Forma resin. Did I wipe that nail? No, I don't think I wiped your nail. Okay, so now I take the nail wipe solution on the nail wipe and I wipe away all of the dust off of that nail plate. Okay. I've got my tip. I've got my resin, the Bella Forma resin, and I've got, when you get the Bella Forma resin, we also include an extender tip. Just makes it easier to utilize your resin. So I'm going to take and I'm going to place the resin. As you all know how to do tips, but and then any excess, normally I have my table towel down here, but for the camera purposes, we don't have it down. So I'm just going to take the nail wipe and I'm just going to, if there's any excess, I'm just blotting it off. So now, same as always, you just, come down, hear that click, and press. Hold it in place. And then we're ready to go. Now, if I was doing tips, all the tips on Deb's nail, I would go through. I size first all the nails, and then I apply them. I apply the gel to all the nails, and then I apply the tips, and then come back to the pinky that I started on and, cut them down with the tip cutters. Now, again, totally your choice. If you do and cut and, it's again your choice on how you do and there isn't a set way. It's the technician's choice. Tip cutters, or some people, they choose to use the toenail clippers or something. I prefer the tip cutters. Okay, so you just go down, cut. Deb likes them kind of long. Is that too long? Do you like a little shorter?
That's good.
Okay. Now, new file, new client. So what we want to do, and actually I'm going to get a magic marker and I'm going to mark the tip so you can see how I'm blending this tip so you have a perfectly blended nail. Okay, so I've got a magic marker, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this tip. And this is how I'm going to file. Whoops, sorry, Deb. Get on your skin. That's all right. Okay. And then I'm going to do here. And those are my first areas. And this is my dear friend Gary. This was his great way of showing how. So you're going to take your file. And you're going to, and look at that's all coming off. So that's meaning that I have filed and shaped this tip properly. And then, relax your hand, Deborah. And then in across there. Shape it this way. We'll get that done in a little bit. And now I'm going to take the marker again. And it's going to be across the top. Oops.
You're marking me today.
Little spit. Get that off. We'll get that off you after. Alrighty. And then across the top of the tip. And are we in the middle? Yep. And this is blending your tip. Very, very easy way to blend the tip. And know that you blended it. And what you want to do you never want to go, you know, heavy duty across the top of the nail plate. Yeah, you want to go, but you want to take it easily across because you don't want to thin out the shape. You know, if you go too heavy duty. And again, you know, this is your choice on how you do tips, however you do tips. This has got nothing to do with the application of the gel. Now, and a tip should never be, an extension of the nail should never be more than half of the length of the natural nail bed. So otherwise, and I know people do it and they like it, but okay. And then I always like to feel. Look away and feel. If you feel something, you're going to see it. And there's just a little wee area. And don't forget, I'm blending on the gel. I'm not blending on her natural nail. So I'm not degrading her natural nail at all. Okay, so then I'm going to take the 180 sponge board, and I can either use the large sponge board, or I can go back to just my little one that can be for the one client to do her nails. Get right into the sidewalls. Get that magic marker off the side of her finger. Oh dear. Okay, so then that's her blended tip. And now I'm going to take nail wipe, the nail wipe solution, saturate it onto, and I've got your tip that I cut. Okay, and I'm going to wipe away the dust. Now, if you really, I don't know, get a lot of dust, you can always resort to just a nylon brush, and it can brush away into those sidewalls any of the dust in the filings. So just going to re-wipe, and there's our tip application.